Hey guys, what's up? I'm Mark, and in this channel, I talk a little bit about lifestyle, but I mostly talk about business and investments. In the past months, I've come out with a series of videos that share with you how you can get the most out of your investments through regular dividends. So to feed your enthusiasm further, we've got another one today. In fact, it's come up a few times now. You've asked me, what are the dividend-paying funds from GCash SG Invest? So this is easy to answer. There's only one fund, and it's the BPI ALFM Global Multi-Asset Income Fund. While there are no other dividend-paying funds from GCash, I've also shared with you in two previous videos that you can invest in similar dividend-paying funds through ATRAM. Make sure to click on the link down below if you've missed that video previously. But aside from G Invest and ATRAM, I wanted to share with you how you can also get regular dividends from US stocks, and this is what we'll cover today. If you've been watching this channel for a while now, you know that there are two platforms or apps that I use to invest in US and global stocks. The first of these would be GoTrade, where again you can invest for as little as $1. And the second of these would be eToro, where you can invest for as little as $10. And just as a refresher, in the US and global markets, you are able to invest through these low minimums through fractional shares. In the Philippine stock market, we currently don't have these fractional shares, but in the global markets, they have found a way for you to buy into a company by buying even less than one share. But with fractional shares, it means that you own a very small micro percentage of a company. So a good question was asked by one of you guys: does eToro or GoTrade pay out the dividends that a company declares? So this is a great question because you are only a 0.00543 owner of a company. With that, are you entitled to dividends? The simple answer here would be yes. But there is a caveat here. It's a little bit of a no, depending on how much fractional shares you actually own. Especially for GoTrade, where the minimum is so low at $1, are you really able to get any dividends from this? eToro or GoTrade will not pay out the dividends if the resulting dividend amount would be too small to settle. If we're talking a few cents, that's something that they can settle. But if we're talking a fraction of these cents, then that's a little harder to compute or even settle. So understandably, at least you would need some portion that is significant enough for them to settle the dividend payouts to you as a shareholder. So let's go through an example. For Apple, I own about $15 worth of Apple shares. In the past 2 quarters, these $15 have yielded me 3 cents in the first quarter of 2022 and another 3 cents in the second quarter. So that brings my total to a whopping 6 cents. I know that's not much, but the point is you still have to own quite a number of fractional shares for you to receive your dividends that are again worth paying out and actually worth some money. In my GoTrade portfolio, there are stocks here that I only have $1 worth. So for most of these that I got for free from my referrals, these $1 stocks will not give me dividends. So what we can take away from this is that you should at least own at least a handful of fractional shares. I suggest that you own maybe a little over $10 for stocks and ETFs that you want to get dividends from. So this brings us to the next question. How do you know which stocks or ETFs to buy that will actually pay out good dividend yields? Well, the good thing about GoTrade now is that many of the stocks actually display the dividend yield that a company usually pays out. So let's get my phone and open the GoTrade app. So let's explore and pick out some stocks. Let's click on Apple, and when you scroll down, you see here that Apple has a dividend yield of 0.61%. If you want to invest in an ETF, I'm invested in the iShares Core US REIT. The dividend yield for this is at 3.36%. Let's say you want to invest in eBay. The dividend yield for eBay is at 1.87%. The popular Vanguard S&P 500, BOO, the dividend yield is at 1.59%. So for GoTrade, this is a handy tool. I also shared a few months back that GoTrade has an upgrade feature called GoTrade Black. Previously, you had to pay $2 monthly to be able to get this from GoTrade. Well, the premium of GoTrade Black is actually phased out now. So we no longer have to pay this membership fee. So I suggest you make the most of this free feature now from GoTrade when you are selecting which stocks to buy and already having the data beforehand. of what is the expected dividend yield. So unlike the BPI ALFM Multi-Asset Income Fund where the dividends are coming monthly, for these stocks and ETFs, these are usually declared quarterly. This usually comes out after their quarterly meeting, after they declare their numbers. Now for eToro, I initially thought that they were not declaring these dividends. So unlike GoTrade where they notify you all the time, eToro actually won't notify you. But if you check in your eToro profile, it's actually buried in your account setting where you can look at the transaction history or click on the section for dividends for you to see the dividend payouts of the stocks in your portfolio for whichever historical period that you are looking at. So that's about it. These are your options on how you can get dividends from investing in US and global stocks via eToro and GoTrade. How do they compare with the mutual funds and UITFs that are regularly paying monthly dividends? Obviously, these previous investment funds that we've talked about actually pay out a little bit more, between 4 to 5%. And though that might seem better than investing in US and global stocks directly, what you are able to get by investing directly in these stocks would be a higher upside. Granted that it may be more volatile, a little bit more risky, but again, that's a type of risk that maybe you want to take that are more about price appreciation rather than just dividends. And the other good thing about owning these stocks directly, you won't be subject to the per annum trust fees that ATRAM or BPI is actually charging us. Well, of course, without the trust fees, you are left to manage your portfolio on your own. So it's really up to you. If you feel confident about managing your own portfolio without the trust fees that the fund management company slap on, then great. You might be able to get good stock picks and even get good dividend yields. If you feel less confident about picking stocks, then maybe what's more fitting for you would be these funds that are being offered by GCash, Seedbox, and ATRAM. What do you think about this other option of getting your dividends from US and global stocks through these other apps and platforms? If you've liked this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching, guys, and as always, happy investing.